Good evening. How y'all doing? You guys can hear me okay? Yeah, I see that. Today is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Sometimes I actually forget what day it is. That's on me, but I definitely forget what day it is. I definitely didn't forget about you guys earlier. I'll be honest with you. It was very bright out here. Like, I think the other day you guys might have seen me and it was like really sunny out here and I was sweating and everything. And I tried to wait until the sun kind of dispersed. And by the time that happened, and realistically, I got a couple of calls. I'm like, it's almost time to do this. So I was like, you know what? We'll just hold off for tomorrow. I will tell you, tomorrow at around the 3:30 hour, what we'll be doing is talking about how to use your passport. So usually we talk about our group travel, but I told you guys I'm going to start implementing some travel things that you're going to need to know as you guys get out into the world and want to start traveling for real, for real. I say that is because so many people don't even know how their American passport works. You say, yeah, no, I know how my passport works. And I'm like, nah, you really don't. You don't know the ins and outs of how your passport works. You don't know what your passport from America grants you. So many people call me and have never been to Colombia, but I've seen TikToks and videos and say, hey, I want to move there. I'm like, well, have you ever been? They're like, no, but I want to move and get the visa. And I'm like, so you don't know how your passport works, which is fine. There's no passport class. If somebody doesn't tell you how your passport works, then there's no like class to tell you about that. So it's not a shaming thing. It's more so let's just provide the information. Let's give you understanding on how you can start to travel better because so many people talk about free travel on credit cards and global entry this and TSA pre-check that. But what if you don't have good credit or what if you can't get global entry or you know haven't been able to apply? Like what if you what happens? What happens when you don't have that? So you got to literally consider these options, and these options will be brought to you guys here on this platform. However, that's not why we're here tonight. What we're here tonight is to do two things because some of you guys look into this because you know that I live here in Medellin. Cool. You guys know that I will give you all of the tips and keys that you need in order to move to Colombia. However, a lot of my information is tailored in a way where it's not directly niched down to only Medellin and only Colombia. Because I know so many of you guys are looking to move other places. So I actually have to consider that. I actually have to consider that I can't give you information on somewhere else with certainty. I'm not one of those people. I can give you information about where it is that I live. However, there's some thoughts and some practices and some things you need to be aware of before you move anywhere. And it doesn't have anything to do directly with Colombia. So you guys actually have to consider this. So when we talk about these 6 things that you must do that you did not know before you move to anywhere, Colombia, Brazil, I'm hearing Portugal. We're lining some things up with my folks in Africa, and I'm like, so many folks have seen Ghana's a big topic as far as people in America moving to Ghana. They're giving out visas and certain things that other countries aren't doing. But a lot of people haven't done the thought process of, do you know what time it is right now where you're looking to move? You guys just heard about it and it's like something that went viral. So you're like, yeah, I need to go there. But do you know what time it is right now? If you're still in a situation of having to work and needing to work, what's that look like? So when we talk about this relocation thing, there are actual 6 steps that I personally think if you're not willing to go through all 6 of these steps in order to actually go about moving abroad, then I think you should stay exactly where you are. No matter where it is, America, Jamaica, Canada. It doesn't matter because there is so much preparation that needs to go in because you're not moving from state to state. Even if you go from New York to Mississippi, now they may speak a different kind of English, but they speak English. They may not be familiar with, how cold it gets in, New York. However, what they know is American customs and culture and how things are expected to work. You ever been somebody from the north? He ever been to the south and you felt like everything and the people maybe like talking in a slower cadence. Everybody was just like, "Hey, man, relax. We're just hanging out." Like everything wasn't moving as fast as the Northeast. Imagine that on a global scale, and you leave America, the slowest situation going on in these cities and these rural places that are in America. They are in a scenario where they are moving still a lot faster. So we have to get into this. And the first thing, because I always it's the thing that I know that most of you guys know, and you can understand it when you hear it because you probably got older and was always like, what was he talking about? I'm gonna find another one, but until then, literally, the ideation stage is a very important stage, and you have to actually think about where you're going. And so many of you, especially in America, because the way America teaches us about the world isn't the way the world learns about their country and everyone else that is around them. So when we talk about the ideation stage, it comes to a situation where so many people are looking at a country and saying, I want to move to Colombia. I want to move to Mexico. I want to move to Africa. I want to move to the United States. There is 50 states in the United States. Do you know how crazy that sounds if somebody said, I want to move to the United States. And you're like, well, where in the United States? You're like, I don't know, the United States. That's how crazy so many of you guys are because you're someone to jump the gun and you don't realize that it's a step by step process. Some things, shout out to Pops. Pops used to say, some things you can put in the microwave. Some things you got to put in the oven. You gotta let it marinate because you're not moving from Jersey to anywhere in the United States. You could so many of y'all don't even speak any language that you haven't learned since you were in high school and or college. I was him. The only reason I started learning because I started coming here before I even way before I even moved here. But that is even a situation because I was having a conversation the other day. My Spanish in Medellin, it should be better because I know Spanish. However, my ear and the way I learned Spanish, it was like if you learn Spanish from somebody from the very, very, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but like from the very, 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 very rural shop, like they're like, "Hey man, how you doing, fan?" Like that is how I learned Spanish, like with that ear and those words. They cut half their words off, but when I go there, I'm almost like I'm just speaking like not fluently, but like I hear what you're saying. You can understand what I'm saying. Whereas in Medellin, it's taking some time for me. So some of you guys don't even know, like, you got to really understand that the ideation stage is not only the country. Matter of fact, you got to get down to hemisphere because so many of you guys are so ready to leave. You guys are ready to leave that I hear it. And then when I ask the question and then I hear the pause, it lets me know that you haven't really explored the ideation stage. The ideation stage has you ask yourself a bunch of homework questions. I told y'all that H word gonna come out. The work has to be done. Homework is 100% certain because ideation has to do with never mind where I have in my dream. Never mind that I love traveling to the beach. If you have never lived in a beach town, then you don't understand what beach town life is unless you've lived it. We're gonna hold on. We're gonna get to how you can live it before you actually go move there before then. But I need y'all to think first. Because so many of y'all are saying, "Oh, I want to go to Ghana. I'll work from there," and you have to be on Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And right now, it's 7 o'clock. So let's back it up to 7 hours ago. 7 hours ago on Eastern time at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it was 5 p.m. in Ghana. Let's back it up even more. You guys are going to have to worry about living either 5 or 4 hours if you go to Ghana. Now, if this is your lifestyle, and if everything else, but if you haven't thought about that, people want to go to Portugal. What time is it right now in Portugal? At 9 a.m., when you have to be at work for your digital nomad job, your remote work job, what time is it going to be where you living at? Don't worry about what TikTok said, and they said it was going to be great. You're talking about going to Thailand and got to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 on Eastern Standard Time. Not everybody makes money online. And if you do, what time do you have to wake up to make it so they can give it to you? So don't just go look, not leaping before you look, because literally you have to be in a situation where this ideation stage you got to narrow down the hemisphere. It's certain things that at this point I can't do because I don't make money 24/7. I got to get up every day and talk to y'all. I like talking to y'all though, but that's part of things that I had to what you call because people ask me, well, why did you move to Medellin? Well, I knew I had to be on this side of the world. Do you know that, or are you just ready to go? So first, think about that. Once you determine what time zone that you really need to work on, you're gonna have a number of countries that's gonna kind of jive with those. But so many of you guys don't even know exactly why you're looking to leave the United States. I would say that you would be crazy to leave somewhere and not know why you're leaving in search of and not know where you're going. Seriously. How you gonna give up you saying I hate this girl, I don't want nothing to do with her, I don't never want to see nobody like her, and then you just go immediately jump out into the dating field because this you need a home. It's not like dating. Actually, you need somewhere to live. So you're gonna have to go from country relationship to country relationship. But if you ain't did no research on said country, the country been a country since before you got there. But if you don't even know what you're leaving, how can you determine where it is that you should go? And not this bubble life that so many people think that they want to live. So many people love the beach. I love the beach. But I don't party and I don't want nothing to do when I want to do something and or only partying. No in between. Look into it. I'm not telling no tall tales. I'm telling y'all the truth. But so many of y'all are so fed up, but don't even haven't even written it down to say this. If when you write it down, you might think, man, I got 5 things in my head that is getting on my nerves in America and it's killing me. I'm ready to relocate tomorrow. But if you write it down because you got so much other stuff going on in your head, if you write it down, you're gonna think those 5 things then went to 25 things, then went to 45 things, and you just look up and you're like, Bald dude told me to write this stuff down and make certain that like I could like know what it was that I was looking to leave. But I didn't even realize it was this many things because the American cadence just keeps you moving ahead. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow, everybody, grandma, I'm gonna get up and go to the gas station and play box 247 box 50 straight and be holding up the daggone 7 a.m. gas line when people trying to get to work because she gonna make it one of these days. Y'all probably playing a lotto too. Bunch of scratch offs and stuff, bunch of shavings all in your car. because you could just hope that you can make it. Be intentional, y'all. So much unintention goes into living in America. You can just get up and just get on a treadmill and you just start walking into nowhere, and you can just keep walking into nowhere, and all you're gonna do is just keep getting older. Just keep getting older. Just gonna keep on the treadmill. So this ideation stage is really important. That's why I had to like stress step one. Step one is really important because so many of y'all call me and be like, "What visa should I get?" And you haven't even got off your couch to see the place that you're looking at. And I will say, you don't know about your passport. You don't know about your passport. I can only give you what it is that the passport already gave you. I'm not saying America got a bunch of things for you, but at least your passport, that's you can take what it is you can get from it. You need to know these things. So we're gonna get into your passport and what it gives you tomorrow. I got you on that. So make sure you come back. However, know what your passport gives you. Know this. Know that there's different countries that allow you to go into different places for long periods of time without having to actually file any paperwork. All you got to do is just show up with your passport and just stamp it if you have passports pages. But we gonna talk about that tomorrow because y'all don't even know about that. You got to travel a lot to run out of passport pages, but literally the ideation stage. So if you have to work, that's gonna be a big thing. You need to don't psych yourself out. You gonna say I gotta work Monday to Friday 9 to 5, but I'm living my best life in Southeast Asia. I don't even care. I'll wake up, work at 10 a.m. At 2 a.m. Just start working so I can be on time. I'll sleep, get my rest. If you went to college and you signed up for an 8 a.m. class, you may be entitled for compensation. That is the exact same rhetoric. Like the thought process is the exact same. Like, oh nah, I gotta be at school at 7:30. I'm gonna go to the college and I'm gonna be at an 8 a.m. class. You're not gonna be in no 8 a.m. class, just like you're not gonna be maintaining a job where you working in a different day. Now, I'm not saying all of these places are like that, but please don't psych yourself out, because the moment you psych yourself out and you don't listen to these rules and these steps, and then you go have a bad time, and then you go and tell everybody that you had a bad time, whether you're a viral influencer or even you're just a local person, they gonna take that and be like, and that's why I don't be going nowhere. And we just crippled another people with not actual thought process on where we're going and what we're doing. So this ideation process, this thought process is such a very important thing. It's step one. The longest journey started with the first step. But I would be a terrible person not to tell you, you need to do some work. What are you leaving? What are you looking for? What are you leaving? And what are you looking for? Y'all walking like this every day in America and just saying, nah, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. I can't even see how it's gonna get better, but it's gonna get better. Crack it open, take the sleep mask off, find out what you're leaving, find out what you're looking for. No, you're not gonna find Narnia, the perfect place, but you will find some things that America doesn't offer to you. And that's why I ask you. America is they always say America is the best country in the world. And I say, for who? What are your values? What do you hold to your heart? Because there's a lot of things that don't align with what it is that I saw and was living. But you have never even asked yourself that. I'm not dissing America. I get every time the Olympics come on, I'm cheering for all of them. Let's go. Woo! That's all I got. But I also know there were things that were going on that I was just not interested in anymore. And I knew that I had a laundry list of things that I was willing to give up, and a laundry list of things where I would say, okay, this is going to be different, but I can deal with this to gain all of these other things that can better my quality of life. I got a little bit of time on this earth. I've been bald in 24. I'm only 37. Think about that. 13 years of bald, man. It's hard life, man. But seriously, the ideation stage is important. The getting the buy-in from your family. So many people are going to tell you that you're crazy. I tell them that they're crazy. Oh, you're crazy for moving to Colombia. Never mind Colombia. You're crazy for moving abroad. Okay. Why every time I go on the phone with somebody in Philadelphia, and they always stayed in Philadelphia for the most part, always made that their home base. They tell me how much they don't like the city anymore, or they tell me how much they hate the fact that it snows and they have seasonal depression, yet they don't leave. They even say, when you moving back? Why would I move back to a place that you telling me that you are actually having a miserable time right now? You haven't seen the sun, but you think it would be a good idea for me to move back. You gonna make it's gonna sound crazy to everybody but the folks that's telling you it. So you have to literally sit here and say, am I willing to look crazy to live my best life? Because that's a part of the ideation stage also. Because if you're not, they gonna tell you that you done lost your mind thinking you're gonna move out the country. Especially if your family don't have any roots there, you didn't grow up traveling and things. As long as you making money, I say go look crazy. You know why? Because when you get over here, you're gonna see that there are so many other people that were told that they were crazy too. And we all, not they, we are all living our best lives. We're all having a great time. And people are sitting here telling me it's $70 for a half a bag of groceries in the United States. What are you talking about? $70 for a half a bag of groceries? But I should come back there? Listen, I tell y'all not gonna drive my car. This is my car. I got this car, this four-seater. We gonna literally move ahead, but I'm not about to sit here and let old expectations drive a life that has so much more yet to see. I'm not living with old expectations, and y'all shouldn't either. So make sure y'all thinking about this, because the moment y'all think about it and y'all say, okay, cool, I'm on I need to stay in this hemisphere, and in this hemisphere, I found this country or these set of countries, and these set of countries, out of the four that are, I would say, would be okay for me to live, two of them are almost like perfect. They've got the weather that I would like. Um, my what I'm looking for in a country. It's like I said, it's like dating. What are you looking for in a man? Like, it's the same thing. What are you looking for in the country? So you go from there. What freedoms are you looking for? Then you looking at, once I get down to the country that I'm looking at, what city? Y'all want to come to Colombia, but don't even know the difference between Medellin and Cartagena. Cartagena and Medellin, y'all don't even know that portion. Never mind like the actual mountains versus the beach. Like, y'all don't know these things, and it comes into the ideation stage that you got to get into number two. Number two is extremely important. Extremely important. And notice that where number two takes you, and that is three, four, five, and six left. Number two actually takes you to the place that you thought about. It's crazy, right? You're actually going to go before you move. You're not just going to just pack up all your stuff and just leave and just go there, and you don't even speak any Spanish. You shout out to Professor Heidel. When I first started coming to Colombia, my Spanish was man. It listen. Hola, buenos dias. I know how to ask for the bathroom. I wasn't that bad or anything, but that was like, that's it. That's it. Not saying she did a bad job. I'm just saying that I didn't remember. I did 15 years, I guess, but last year, 15 years out of college, I haven't taken classes and I wasn't utilizing it. So it went all the way out the window. So I say that is because you guys want to get here and you have to realize that the next step is getting off your couch and going there. I told y'all got to inspect what y'all expect. How can you sit here and say, y'all, I can sell you some beachfront property in Idaho? I've already seen it. I've already seen it. So many people say you should be. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, these people don't know what you're talking about. I'm not saying I'm the one all be all, but so many people are telling y'all to just come and just live a life that is not real in the place that they're trying to tell you to go live your life. That is absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane. And I think people should get a better understanding of why these people are telling you this, because you can get, if you get one viral post, you can get $10 from Facebook. I'm getting money from the internet. So I'll tell them anything. I spend a lot of time away from things that I love because I know that my people need to hear this. Really. So when we talk about this exploration stage, please do not go from thinking about it all the way to step 4 or 5, and don't go to step 2, which is get off your couch and go to the place and or places. Now, one of the biggest things before we really get into number 2 that I did in the ideation stage, and I get flack about some of this, but y'all don't even know what y'all talking about to be even giving me negative reviews in regards to me telling you something as simple as get back on Facebook. And I'm not a big Facebook fan. It's the fact that there are communities that are already built. That is how I was able to peek my eyes in without having to get off my couch before I got to the second stage and see and narrow down where it was that I wanted to go. Oh, well, I'm 37 and there's a bunch of people in my age range that are down here that are living here. Oh, well, this group, it's a bunch of people that are my parents' age that are living here, and I don't really see a lot of young people. Oh, well, this is what's going on in these neighborhoods, and it sounds like these are the better places to live. I was able to get all of that information before I actually decided, okay, let me start booking flights into the places that I want to get to. Y'all not moving from Jersey to Miami. Like, y'all moving to a whole nother culture and a whole nother country. And whether it's Portugal, even if like, oh, well, in Ghana, they speak English. Okay. But they still Ghanaian. They not American. It's not America. And you have been bred to take America with you. Yep. You've been bred to take America with you. So that's why I'm trying to give you this information that you need to take these steps to increase the probability. I can't guarantee nothing. I might make up tomorrow and I might have a full head of hair. I can't guarantee nothing. The only thing I can guarantee is if you do your research and you actually work it out, you can increase the probability. You can increase your probability. That's the best thing you can do. Increase your probability. So, number 2 is literally exploration. Exploration is so important because you have to go there and inspect what you expect. Once you narrow down to the country or hemisphere, and then you down to the country, you got to get down to the city. But all of the cities are different. What kind of weather do you want? I have on t-shirt and some shorts. It's January the 8th. Right now, you guys are probably going through a snowstorm. That's what kind of life I wanted to live. It's the city of eternal spring. It never changes. It's always 75, 80 degrees here. That was what I needed. What do y'all need? Do you know? Oh, I love fall fashion. And then once the fall come, but the winter come too, you be like, man, I freaking hate the winter. Why don't you move somewhere where it doesn't get colder than 50 degrees, 40 degrees? Because you're getting close to freezing. And once you get close to freezing, you're going to have snow eventually. So think about these things before you guys just go pack up all your stuff and say, I'm out. Get off your once you finally go through the ideation stage, get off your butt and go to the places. But do one of two things. One is the easiest. Join a relocation tour. Relocation tours are designed to say, hey, we already did all this legwork. We're going to put you in front of all the right people that you need to know to make your process here way easier. Yeah, you might have to pay a nominal fee, but the nominal fee, now, don't get me wrong. I had a shout out to Lola. She told me that there are relocation tours. These people are charging 10,000 for the tour, $5,000 for the book if you can't afford the tour. And I'm like, what? What is this, like a free month of rent and a maid for a month? And what are they? What? I'm not trying to retire off of you guys, relocation tours. I'm trying to make certain that my community understands that people actually care about the community. Yes, you got to pay somebody to eat. They got to eat. We're putting in time, but it's more about what we can do together. I do plenty of other things outside of this. I just know what importance it is to make certain that people know, that people care enough to not charge no $5,000 to come here and nothing is included. And it's probably not even accommodation. Like I've seen some outrageous things. So you need to either one go on a relocation tour, one that doesn't cost all that money. But the relocation tourist should tell you like what neighborhoods to live in, where the banks, the grocery stores. Do you need a visa automatically? What else do you think about? Who's a good person to rent properties from, to buy properties from? Imagine trying to send tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars overseas to somebody you don't even all the way trust, but you felt like you have to do it in order to get what you want. You go try to go get your money back overseas. Go for it. You be waiting for my hair to grow back. That's how long you're gonna be waiting. So when I tell y'all need to have some sort of vetted plan. That's the most ideal situation to go on a relocation tour when it comes to exploration. However, not everywhere is set up that way. Now, that's twofold. One, I tell y'all, unless you are Ferdinand Magellan, unless you are a conquistador and looking to go travel the world and forge uncharted lands, you don't have to actually go reinvent the wheel. But some of y'all think that y'all just Bob Vila, just DIY, just do it yourself. Okay. But know that it takes a lot to build community. Some communities are set up already where relocation tours are already happening. That's a good thing. Others are not, because it takes a lot of legwork and somebody's real intention to actually do it. Maybe that's why they're charging $5,000, whatever, because it does take a lot of work. I'll be honest with you, to surely vet and say, hey, we put you in these people's hands. We know these different neighborhoods, or the people that we're putting in these hands know these neighborhoods to be able to really give you some real insight. That is invaluable. Like you honestly can't pay for that because you might lose more money trying to pay for somebody that you know abroad. All right, guys. TikTok is always the policies. Talking about relocating. So the tour is about relocating. So we are talking about relocating. That is always 100%. But however, TikTok is always on the guidelines. But I'll tell you this, guys. That exploration stage is important because if you don't have a relocation tour set up for you, you know what you got to do? You got to do it yourself. You got to be the Bob Vila, but you have to do it with intention. I'm not telling you to come here and go anywhere and go and like look at the tourist places. You actually need to look at the places that make sense. What are the different neighborhoods? In Colombia, Laureles, Envigado, Sabaneta, all of these different neighborhoods are not the same. Some of them are walkable. Some of them you walk outside and there's bars and restaurants right here. Some of them you walk outside and you're just on the hill and you're not moving with a car and you want to possibly be in a place where it's walkable. Question mark. I don't know you. This is for you. But those are questions that you have to ask. And relocation tours are designed to do that. They're designed to show you those different neighborhoods, show you where, okay, if I live in this neighborhood, where's the bank? Where's the grocery store? Where's the what do you call that? The co-working space. I don't like that group work stuff, but a lot of y'all like co-working. So co-working spaces, great. Y'all need that. But y'all need to go there because you need to really live daily life. Oh man, every time I go there, I have a great time. Yeah, in the club, but do you club every day? Like y'all grown as hell talking about something. I had a great time there in the club one time, and I'm gonna move there the second time I go. Stop that. Stop that because when y'all get online, that's what goes viral, and they be like, "Oh, it was so bad there," and it's like, this man for a second time moved everything with no culture about what it is that they were seeing, and then wanted to make a viral video. So make sure you go because you might go there and you might say, "Yo, I thought I wanted to live there, and I don't want to live there. I don't want to live there." Imagine if you moved all your stuff and sold everything. Then what? So number 2 is the exploration stage. Now, number 3 is the planning stage because so many guys have different You guys have different hats. Some of you are parents. Some of you have pets. Some of you are students. Some of you are remote workers. There's so many different kinds of opportunities that maybe you don't need to immediately go and get paperwork. As long as you guys have passports, you're good. But if you're looking to bring a dog or a pet of some sort here or abroad, you need to look. And it varies 100%. Some places you don't really need a lot of paperwork. Other places you need a F load of paperwork, like a lot of paperwork and shots and everything else. I'll tell you that the biggest thing when it comes to planning um, is looking at the downsizing of your life. We talk about that tomorrow about what America lied to you about decluttering your life before you move abroad. But, downsizing your life, depending on where you're moving to. I will tell you that in some places you can move to somewhere where as long as you're out of your rent, you can pay exactly what you paid last month and probably a lot less and not have to save a bunch of money. But if you're moving to a place that is not favorable on a dollar, that was also one of the things in my ideation stage. I said, I don't want to go anywhere where they use USD. I want to go somewhere where the US dollar will go further because that's what it is that I make. So that was very important because I had to seriously think about, but some of you guys are looking to move to Spain, Portugal, completely all the way across the world. And some of those places are good on the foreign US dollar, and some of them aren't. They're almost the same. Spain, maybe 10, 15, maybe max 20% cheaper, but there are places that are 50 to 60 to 70% cheaper. So you might need to save up. So when you talk about planning, what is your exit strategy? I actually got my myself out of here based off of what you call my lease ended in February. I moved here in March. Straightforward. My dad asked me that though. How much did you save to move? Like, do you know how much I am paying to move to live here? So you have to think about what you want to do in regards to where you're going, what you're looking for. That's what I'm like. Are you looking for like, okay, I want my money to go further? What? That was one of the things that I was considering, and I wanted to be on this side of the world, at least initially, for my first one out. Um, rent is a lot different. There's no credit checks. Everybody's like, man, I gotta have the right credit score to even get in that building. No, there's no credit checks. If you have the money, you can move in. And if you stop having the money, you will be moved out. Pretty straightforward, right? It's not anything complicated. Pretty straightforward. Utilities, most of the times the utilities are already included. So whatever your rent is, that is included. I will tell you there's different, depends on who you're renting from. There's different ways to pay your rent. Obviously, if you're renting from American or somebody that has access to an American bank account, you can use Zelle and all that fun stuff. And I've used MoneyGram. MoneyGram, I can send money directly into their Colombian bank account. Cost me a couple bucks. Easy. So those are things you can consider. We have a number of resources that are already rental experts on our Move Travel Colombia site. So you guys don't have to like go searching for these things. That's not something that we wanted you to do. We just need you guys to understand that, there's some intention with moving abroad, because that third step, that planning stage is really important. You got to figure out how you're moving, like how you're moving, because that is the biggest thing. You need to also figure out how you make money. So many people are like, oh, well, what kind of job can I get out there? None that I recommend. I say that you find a job that will pay you remotely, 100%, not even a little bit, not 99%. No, 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 100%. So when we talk about the next stage, it is that paperwork stage. Now, I tell you guys because some of you, once you get past the exploration stage and you actually went, you might come and say, okay, cool, I've been here for 6 months and I want to apply for one of the visas. You can do it yourself, Bob Vila. You can. I'm not. Know why? Because I'm not an immigration expert. I'm not a lawyer. I don't speak fluent enough Spanish, and damn sure no business Spanish to be able to sit here and feel comfortable representing myself or something that's important where it is that I live at. So you're going to want to look into what those look like. The different residency options. There are retirement visa. There is a property investor visa. There is a student visa. There is a marriage visa, and there is the digital nomad visa. Um, I think that I'm pretty sure I said business as well, but those are the kind of visas that they have here. Um, Healthcare. Uh, I will tell you that I pay about $60 a month for healthcare. This healthcare allows me to go to hospitals should I need to. It allows me to, if I pass over here, to be repatriated, which means that they'll take my body back to the United States for my parents. Um, what else? Oh, if I get sick over here and decide, hey, I would like better care in the United States, but the hospitals here are great, they'll send me back home. And it's $56 a month. However, I haven't had to use it, but I have gotten sick. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, the doctor comes here. The doctor will come to your house and spend an hour with you. The veterinarian came to my house and spent an hour with my dog. And it cost $30 for the dog and $40 for me. But getting access to those things and looking into those things are really important. All my folks with pets, that is definitely something that you guys want to keep on your radar because one, things change. So what I could say today from a what you need, how much money it costs to move here, as far as the immigration visas, that changes. It's a new year. Every year in Colombia, everybody gets a raise. And I was having this conversation with Lola today, and I was telling her, and I was like, I was in Mexico for New Year's, and I ran into this American, and it was just not a lot of Americans there. But I ran into this American, and he literally was saying that we were talking, and I was like, "Yeah, I live in the in Colombia." He's like, "That's a third world country," and I said, "Hold on, man, hold on, bro. A lot of y'all, a lot of Americans don't know how to read. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. It's a large amount of Americans that don't know how to read. That's one thing. Two, I will tell you here, people here can work all day long and have somewhere to live. Do you know how many working poor it is in the United States? Ask me why I'm relocating and why I went to Colombia, like as if it's a bad place and y'all don't even know what you guys are actually going through. Those are a lot of America is a third world country. Exactly, Zai. That's real talk because it's true. And then I tell other people, I said, you got to get a good job and send it in the group chat, your family group chat. Man, I got a promotion, I got a new job, and then the benefits, and they're like, we give you 14 days off a year, and you're like, 14 days off a year. Even poor people in Colombia that have a job get 38 days off a year, paid, paid. Don't tell me we did. I'm in a third world country. So it's just getting to the understanding about what even access to healthcare that you might have. TikTok, I might lose y'all. My phone is dying, but we'll get it together. My God, definitely appreciate you checking in. But for my people with the pets, make certain that you do your legwork and you actually understand. Do not just show up with your dog at the airport thinking that everything is okay and you're moving from Jersey to Miami. It's not gonna work like that. They will say you don't have your paperwork. You can come, but my main man, you need to catch your Uber back to the crib and let himself in, lock the door behind him because he can't come. And when moved out here was 6, 7 months before the dog was here, and now he can't leave. If he leave, I go show all that paperwork again, and if the shots ain't the right, he got to get all re-dipped and all. So look into that. Look into that for sure. Now the logistics stage is number 5. I say that is because there's a lot of things that you got anchored in the United States. You guys have houses that you've purchased. Some of the people are blessed. Sherelle was a parent that we had on. Sherelle said that when they decided to go, they They put the house on the market, and I think she said it sold in 5 days. And I'm like, woo, the Lord was working in your favor. Shout out to God and shout out to you for having the time and just everything just worked out. But you might have to sell your home. And hold on. Y'all live, y'all live in interesting times. So, selling your home could be something that could be keeping you stuck in the United States. I told you I was divine timing. The conversation happened at the time where, all right, well, a couple of months, the in a couple of months, the lease is up. What you want to do? Cars. I got caught up in the car game, y'all. I was Roger no roof. Come on now. Yep, got caught right up in that, and definitely like I don't regret it because it taught me something, but I didn't necessarily need to go through it. I would say that is because the stuff and the things that keep you in America will literally like you got to get rid of that car. You got a car note. You probably leased it. You got car insurance. Like all of those things, like are like considerations for like leaving and what you have to give up before you go. Now the good thing is this: finding the trusted realtors and the home finders and attorneys. We got y'all in Colombia. I can't help you, so you do have to do that should you go somewhere else. But that is something that you need to consider because the DIY, when you're just trying to unplug from the United States, I think it's a little too much on anybody to bear because you're going to go through some things. Because when you also have to look at all this, you have to realize you have to get packed. But getting packed, and we're going to really get into this tomorrow, but getting packed means looking at everything in your house and saying, okay, I can bring 4 bags. You live with way more than 4 bags worth of stuff, but you've traded so much stuff, time away for the stuff and things. What are you going to take? I don't even own a regular white pair of shoes and a regular black pair of shoes. What was I going to do? You know how many things I had to go and like cater to around that? Because my life wasn't like, oh, I just need one pair of white ones and one pair of black ones. Nah, man, I got ones with leopard stripes on there. I got pink ones. I got this color. I got snake skin. Like I got 1,000 different shoes. And then I had to literally sit there and say, okay, well, what the hell am I gonna take? We're gonna get into that tomorrow because that is one of the things that I talk y'all about with mental. I can't say that word. And your health and thinking about this, um, that you realize that you gave up so much of your time away from your family for stuff that you can no longer take with you. And honestly, it no longer has any value. Man, remember when I got this for Christmas? Yeah, I paid for this until February, and then I haven't touched this in 5 years. It's just sitting in my house. It's just sitting in my house. So those are the things that you're gonna have to unanchor yourself from when you talk about moving out of the United States. Because number 5 leads into number 6. But number 6 is actually my favorite step. It's my favorite step because it's like lamb chop. It's like the song that never ends. The settling in stage. Settling in is so important. I told y'all, like, if you are an introvert in the United States and you pride your little hat on that, that's fine. But if you think that you are going to be an introvert and not get out, not enjoy this community, not enjoy this culture, and have a good time, you might as well stay home. Stay home. You're going to get the same experience. You need to get out. You need to learn the language. I don't even care if you go somewhere like Jamaica where they speak English, but they speak English patois. I don't even if you go somewhere like UK. You better have tasted an English breakfast. Yes, you need to go eat some beans for breakfast and some blood like what like eat all that. Get into the culture. Because if you gave up your whole life from everything that they told you was crazy for leaving, everything that you've seen so many of your ancestors literally go through the exact same rigmarole over and over and over again. And the moment that you said, I'm out of here, they said, why are you leaving? Did you not just see what just happened? I'm not about to be 75 years old and ain't seen anything in this world and haven't gone anywhere. That would be insane and rude on my part and rude on the shoulders of the ancestors that I'm standing on to sit in the exact same place and expect something different. But when I tell you, when you go into these places, don't you go bringing that bad news from America with you expecting that everybody gonna feel sorry for you because America done hurt your feelings. You know why? Because the whole time people were actually living their lives outside of the United States without any of these grievances that you have to get comfortable with and normalize back at home in the States. So when I tell you the settling in stage ain't gonna ever stop because you're always going to be a foreigner in a foreign land. I'll tell you this, and it's so funny because I spent a lot of time in Colombia. My first trip here was in 2017, and obviously I'm only 37, so there was 30 years that I wasn't even privy to what Colombia had to offer. However, I spent so much time in Cartagena that people were like, "Ah, de mi Cartagenero," and it also doesn't help that my Spanish accent is like it's super coastal, like, but that's another thing. But then was looking at a property the other day and I was like, yeah, I've been here for 2 years, and he's like, ah, you're almost a parcero. We're all of these. We're just trying to blend in and trying to fit in and trying to understand, because there's so many things that I've been turned on to in a positive way, from traditions. It doesn't even have to be big on religion, but one of the things that I miss from growing up is the way family used to operate, the way community used to operate. Never mind just who was in your house. I'm talking about when you could go outside, and if you were doing something wrong, the next door neighbor could tell you to stop and you would listen. And we would actually look out for each other. I don't think that happens anymore, and I'm in America, whereas I'm seeing it happen in the United States. I mean, excuse me, in Colombia. Now, once again, I can't speak for everywhere, so you have to do the research to go look into these things. But what I'm telling you is the settling in stage is the most beautiful part. I would say one is you putting your little glasses on, looking like the caterpillar, and writing all the notes down and trying to figure it out and hitting the calculator and like, no, this not adding up and this not adding up. But the moment you start going into number two and getting your butt off the couch and going to see where it is you think that you want to live, you start putting yourself in the cocoon. Now it's your job to go through the full stages so that way that you come out on the other side to get to the settling in stage where you like, man, I got here. It's beautiful. I'm able to enjoy this. I done been in this stage of trying to evolve myself to be able to move my territory out of where it was that I was sold and told that it was the best place for me to be. So December 6th days, that's why I'm like, you get to live, and don't take this wrong. Somebody gonna be like, well, butterflies don't live that long. No, 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 no. But I'm saying you get to live your life as a butterfly because you've been living like you're gonna live your life as a caterpillar. Only some people in America, the 1% get to live life as a butterfly and look over everybody and say, look at these broke people down here. But here, when moving abroad, if done the right way, not guaranteeing everybody's success. But if you are adhering to some of these things, doing these 6 steps, you are only increasing the probability. If you've been watching this, that means that you are already ready to go. If you have been listening, you are already in a situation where you're like, man, ball dude might be on to something, man. And all I'm doing is just telling you the steps. You should have seen yesterday, which you can if you go to YouTube, Black Expat Life in Colombia. You can go there and you can go check all everything that is that we do, all the lives that we've done, all the conversations that we've had with other people. We got some special things coming up soon because I definitely have reached out to my community. I think we'll be bringing Ghana on. So we'll be giving you guys some information about life in Ghana, because I can't guarantee nobody else is going to do the relocation tour, excuse me, or bring somebody that's on that's a resource. But this platform, I'm going to reach out to my travel community and bring them on here so you can see them. We can have our open conversations that you guys can get real life information from people that actually care about whether or not you have a good time when you go give up in the United States. I think we got Homegirl from Qatar. She lives in Qatar. Um, she's going to be coming on. Been able to connect with one of my Morehouse brothers. He lives out there in Panama. So all those people, because I've definitely been getting some Panama DMs for certain. Those people that have been looking to go into Panama, we're going to have some conversations. We're going to lead you guys into some vetted people that can help you. 99% of this is about help. It takes time away from my family and everything. So I get that. Yes, there's 95% of the resources on the website are free. The relocation tour is not free. The trips that we do that are group trips, that are tourist trips, they're not free. However, they are curated with giving you the best food, fun, history, and culture in Colombia. The idea is to get you into a place. So many people, I'm gonna tell y'all, when my mom came here, my mom lived in West Philadelphia, and if you know West Philadelphia, exactly. My mom came here and was like, they didn't tell me this place looked like this. Who is they, mom? Who is they? They. They didn't tell me that Colombia looked like this. Oh, you mean maybe what CNN or whoever news station you watching? They didn't tell you look like this. They tell you look like struggle, strife, and everything else. And my mom came here and I said, but she said, I mean, I figured it couldn't because I know you. And I'm like, you know me. Why would I go live and struggle and strife? And we came from a rough neighborhood. Why would I put myself back into that situation? So many of y'all are saying, I would have never moved to Colombia. Have you ever been to Colombia? Have you ever seen that outside of Medellin and even Cartagena? Santa Marta, Barranquilla, Bucaramanga, San Andres is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen with my own two eyes in this entire world. Don't let people be people over your life. You've already done it. However age you are, you have literally let America drive the car of your life this entire time and didn't take one opportunity to say, what if everything y'all told me wasn't accurate? It's almost like the Matrix. What if you could take a different route than what it was they gave you? You got to realize, y'all might be watching this on whatever Black Expat Life in Colombia. Y'all might be watching this on RJ Mood, but the Mood stand for making our own destiny. And making our own destiny is literally what it is I'm telling you to do right now with these daggone 6 steps. These 6 steps are designed to literally say, hey, somebody might call you crazy, but you would be crazy to keep doing the exact same thing that everybody else did and expecting some sort of different result. Make your own destiny. Do what you got to do to break whatever box out of whatever box they didn't put you in. I got a bunch of brothers and sisters. I am a one of one in regards to me, and they're all one of ones too. Not saying anything like that, but like I like I'm like I know like they're always like you be out and you just keep going and you never give up. And I've always appreciated my brothers and sisters for that. So I'll tell you guys these things because you got to dare to be different. You got to actually believe in yourself to say, I'm willing to break whatever cycle that was set in front of me to give myself an opportunity to go further, not only further than my ancestors thought, further than my parents thought, but maybe even further than you thought. Maybe you undersold yourself with what it was your potential was. These steps are designed to give you an opportunity to see what your real best life is. People like go to Miami and go on a yacht and pop a bottle and play I'm living my best life and think that's what life is about. You are mistaken. You are actually mistaken. But I appreciate you guys, man. Wednesday we talked heavy yesterday, man. That's why I was a lot shorter. I missed the 3 o'clock hour earlier today, but we're gonna get into tomorrow something that you guys need to know. Whether you are a traveler or you are moving abroad, how your US passport works. You don't know. You don't know how your US passport works, and it's doing so many things. It's causing you to miss trips. It's causing you to not to be let in the countries. It's causing you to do a bunch of random things that you just don't have to do at all. Hours. You are spending hours in immigration because you don't even know how your passport works. Oh, he must be talking about global entry. Nope. 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 I'm trying to tell y'all, it's so many things that we have to impart on our community as far as education to be able to help you guys really, really, really take the meaning of living your best life and actually doing it. It shouldn't just be some unachievable goal that your actual best life should be like a firework. Like, yeah, that was cool, and then it just fizzled out. Like, you want sustainability. Imagine if you can grow old into your best life. Maybe that's what's waiting for you abroad. We gonna see. Tomorrow, we gonna get into a tough topic. We gonna get into a tough one. You know why? Because y'all love y'all stuff. Y'all love your cars, your fancy cars. You love your Louis Vuitton bags. You love your $100 bag of groceries. You love your everyday mass incidents. You love it all, right? Before you leave, we talked about this earlier. You're going to have to declutter your life from all the stuff and things that America told you and sold you was going to make you happy. And that's why you're leaving, because you're so happy, right? So we're going to get into it tomorrow. We'll be back around the 3 o'clock hour. We're going to talk about that passport, what you need to know about your passport. Please stop not utilizing your passport the right way. Calling me, asking me if I'm going to get a visa, and y'all trying to marry a country and y'all ain't never even took her on the first date. Use your passport, my people. Use your passport. So we're going to get into it tomorrow and 3 o'clock passport time, as well as 6:30. We'll be back on. We're going to be talking about what America lied to you about, decluttering your life before you move abroad. As always, I am RJ. I am in Medellin. I'm moving. I'm moving this week. I got a busy week. I got to pack the whole house, which ain't that much. Definitely not an American house. Got to pack the house. Got to move on Monday. And I leave on the 15th to go to the Bahamas to meet the first group of 2025 with the Mood Travel Club calendar. We'll get back into the calendar on Friday. And we'll let you know some special guests that'll be coming on Friday. So appreciate you guys as always. Y'all stay safe, stay warm. Your boy is fine, but y'all stay warm because it's cold outside. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.